I don't think what she said is at all unreasonable. I think it was private, so I think it sucks that her private conversation gets out.
Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor at ESPN. No one's going to let them just move forward without continuing to ask questions about how ESPN handles this. Conversations on how certain conversations with Rachel Nichols was leaked from a conversation in the bubble back in 2020. Everyone's going to be asking Maria Taylor for comment. She's silent on everything. Full details at Outkick.com, among other outlets. That New York Times, which has posted the audio recording of Rachel Nichols talking to an advisor about Maria Taylor getting the hosting duties of the NBA Finals over her. Craziness, and that's par for the course with ESPN.
Let me start, and we got to read the primary quote that starts this whole thing. This is Rachel Nichols talking to a Hollywood bigwig who's connected to LeBron James.
And she's
who
on the phone.
She considers a friend. She's on the phone with this person.
To request an interview with LeBron.
Right. And she's venting. She hasn't turned off the audio of her Zoom or whatever, so it goes to ESPN servers. A lot of people at ESPN hear it. Somebody records it, passes it around to the talent, including Maria Taylor. This, by the way, Deadspin had some of this a year ago and did very poor reporting with it, didn't follow up on it. But she said, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my thing away. Period. End of quote. Look, I understand how some people might take this. Fact of the matter is, Rachel Nichols can be supportive of diversity. She herself is a representation of ESPN diversifying the kind of people they have on set. And you can support that, and at the same time, I think it's ridiculous to expect people to say, I want things to be more diverse here. I'm going to step back and you take my job. I'm going to go off camera and you take my time. I can think all kinds of things about the sort of representation that there should be at a company, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up my job that I've worked hard for, that she says is in her contract. I don't think what she said is at all unreasonable. I think it was private, so I think it sucks that her private conversation gets out. But all she's saying is, if they want to find things for Maria Taylor to do, that's terrific. But I'm not stepping aside for Maria Taylor to get her opportunity, and my contract says I don't have to. I have no problem with this whatsoever. And this has nothing to do with the politics of all of this stuff. It's going to be shaped that way. She's going to end up in trouble. She probably gets screwed. There's this awkward apology last night. There are all these bitter feelings and everything. But if you just think of it at the core, at the simple thing, who amongst us is saying, in the name of diversity and in the name of trying to look more like our audience, you know what? Pick me. I'll step back and take less work. All of the things that I've worked for, pick me. I'll do less so that you can do what you need to do.
I didn't have a big issue with anything she said. I don't think there's any reason for her to apologize about what she said. I'm very uncomfortable talking about private calls being leaked. Because this is a glass house scenario and things that all of us have said on private calls that we think are private that suddenly are not. I think that what she said was completely in line. I didn't find anything that awful about it. I think the weirdest part is showing the relationship of LeBron James' advisor with ESPN and Rachel Nichols, that she feels close enough to LeBron James people. For those making the argument that LeBron James is protected and insulated in that NBA community, there's a big shot there that lines up with that. The fact that Rachel Nichols is having this very private inner ESPN conversation with LeBron James' advisor, someone who could maybe help her with this, which is very odd. I think that's the biggest part of it. I had no issue with what she said. I agree with you, Paul. No one wants to step aside if they feel like they're doing a good job. I think we all think Rachel Nichols does a good job with everything she's been asked to do. I think Maria Taylor does a good job. But
She does.
I agree.
It's very, again, it's uncomfortable with the private conversation part of it for me. But the most uncomfortable part of this is that awkward, forced apology. And maybe Rachel Nichols believes everything she says. I have a hard time believing that. She had nothing to apologize about.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time Outkick 360 goes live. We are live weekdays, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, right here across the Outkick network. And while you're at it, like this video and let us know what you think in the comments below.